When it grows up, Unleashed LGBTQ wants to be very much like South by Southwest, and it looks like that's going to happen.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Why, hello, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hello, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
What's up, Unleashed LGBTQ?
Hello, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hello, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hi, Unleashed LGBTQ.
Hey, everybody, Nicholas Snow here on the Nicholas Snow Show on the PromoHomo.TV network. And Premiere Week is going very well, and I'm very excited about my guest today, Wesley Smoot, who is the founder of Unleashed LGBTQ, which is an interactive virtual event tailored to the powerful and connected LGBT community of industry professionals and hopefuls. It was going to be a real life event, but due to the pandemic, it's happening virtually March 25th through the 27th this month, and what promises to be an annual gathering presenting the best in entertainment and consumer tech for those game changers who identify as LGBTQ. The 3-day event, open to adults 18 years and older, I can hardly wait to see why that stipulation is in place, provides a platform for brands, entertainers, and LGBTQ professionals to connect and learn about the latest products, services, and campaigns in apps, fashion, travel, entertainment, and more from some of the largest LGBTQ names in business and entertainment. So that's what's coming up with Wesley. And I have admired the energy and the enthusiasm that is definitely present as this inaugural event gets closer. For their support of my show, I want to thank DAP Health here in the Coachella Valley. They've started serving people living with HIV, and I'm living powerfully as a client of theirs with HIV, but now they serve the broader community as well, and I give a shout out to them. I also want to thank 849 Restaurant and Lounge for their support, and I am craving an 849 burger with white cheddar cheese and applewood bacon. I think that's on my lunch agenda. Excuse me. I also wanted to let you know that you are 100% organic. What does that mean? Well, if I wanted to, I could pay for people to discover my show in various places. I don't want to do that, and I haven't done that. I'm relying on you to appreciate my content and enthusiastically subscribe and share it. So I know that the people watching my show are really engaged and they want to be here, and I'm glad that you're among them today. And official PromoHomo.TV merch is now available on Amazon and from the link at my website. If you send me a selfie wearing the merch, or if you tag me in Instagram at PromoHomo.TV, I will potentially put your photo in the show. In June, I'm launching a series on PromoHomo.TV that's built around my book, Life Positive. So check that out. I don't want to talk about it more now, but the book tells a lot. And one of the things that happens is I create a song, which you can hear if you ask your smart speaker to play The Power to Be Strong by Nicholas Snow. And if you're casting people, you can find my reel there. They don't call me a promo homo for nothing. This show is made possible by PromoHomo.TV superstars who subscribe to the network for as little as $3 a month. And when they do, their names go in the opening credit sequence. So that's all of the self-promotion I want to do before I get to the meat and potatoes of the show with Wesley Smoot after this. And if you happen to be watching live and you have a question or comment, I might be able to put it on the screen just like this. And without further ado, let's welcome Wesley to the broadcast. Hi, Wesley.
Hello, how are you, Nicholas?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You're probably exhausted.
If we're being honest, yes.
No, I mean, to do any kind of event, I'm producing a half an hour show on a daily basis, which is a huge amount of work. But you're basically creating a 3-day worldwide live broadcast with so many different elements. So I understand the stress that you might be going through. So in a nutshell, tell me about the genesis of Unleashed LGBTQ.
Well, we started off kind of, looking at so many incredible brands and artists that were LGBTQ and really thought, if we could create a platform for them to showcase exactly what they're doing, what a great event that would be. And in doing some market research, we really found out that a lot of these talent and brands were very interested in the overall concept and really recognize the value and the opportunity. And so, from there, we just, really got to work. And as you had mentioned before, we planned on having a big physical event that was very heavy in experimental marketing, activations, having live music showcase, as well as things like even a film festival with panel discussions. And, we were really just trying to do, so much. And, of course, what had happened, we all know I want to say it's history, but it's not.
It's still happening.
It is. And, in January, we really had to decide if we were going to cancel our event and our physical event. And, we started just putting all of our thoughts, time.
And that was a year ago. Was that this January?
This
2 months ago.
January. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
And so we really just started putting all of our focus into, this is going to happen. We are going to cancel it. We are going to have to figure out how to transition. And like most companies, you adapt or you die, right? And
totally.
We figured it out. And, it really did offer us some new opportunities. There's some speakers due to, I guess, geographical or budgetary concerns that, we have now that we couldn't have, who are literally on the other side of the world, and some great brands like Addicted, who will be doing a virtual fashion show, which is one of the reasons you might find that, our event is 18 and up. Some of the content might be seen as a little bit, racy, but this is a fun project and opportunity for adults. A lot of LGBTQ professionals. Really, our goal, we want to showcase these things for, people to know about, people to talk about. And I think this really affords people, especially during the pandemic, that opportunity to showcase things they've been, working their butts off on and might not have had these kind of opportunities.
So I'm registered, and clearly I can understand immediately why this event would interest me, because I would like to connect with people that are potential guests on my show. I'd love to connect with companies that are potential advertisers, and
Sure.
I would love to connect with people within the entertainment and business worlds of whom I am a fan. Have I basically described the different motivations for people wanting to attend?
There's a huge there's a big component that is just, wanting to see the latest things that are coming out. If you're a journalist or a blogger who likes to write about these sort of things, that's very fitting. Everything you just mentioned, this opportunity is really going to be great for networking. And like you said, being able to reach out to different individuals who work in the industry, whether they are brands or entertainers, it's something where there's a lot of components. And, whenever we first made our partnership with iHeartMedia, specifically Pride Radio, it was like, hey, we want to write this and this and this. And I said, in describing what we're doing, it seems to be so complex. What if I almost, wrote this ad for you, or this, let me kind of take the reins on this. And he goes, you know what, after all of this, it all does make sense. It can be confusing when you're talking about entertainers and product showcases and networking opportunities and, all of these things. And like what
I feel like it's I feel it's like a combination of South by Southwest and Comic-Con for the LGBT entertainment and consumer market.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. I mean, thank you.
Based upon the vision and my understanding.
Yeah. Our PR firm is one who helped launch Comic-Con LA, and they've been doing some great work for us. Big shout out in our PR group out in Beverly Hills. Thank you for all the, incredible hard work, you've done for us.
Speaking of which, if anyone is watching this episode, you can share it to your social media with the hashtag UnleashedLGBTQ, which is what you're encouraging everyone to do leading up to the event, to share content relevant to the event, to this. Now, because I'm registered and I've never been asked to pay anything, I'm guessing it's free for people to attend.
Sure, absolutely. Whenever we do return back to physical in-person events, this will be made for industry professionals. We will have limited access. People will have limited access to the event. Since we did change things to virtual, I think, one of the things we wanted to do, for our community is, provide something. We're all dealing with this pandemic together, a weekend where you don't get to go to your favorite gay bars. And, we're not quite back to normal yet. So, we figured it's the least we could do is, provide this opportunity for people who are at home and might want to have something fun to do Thursday through Saturday. And there's kind of, a little bit of something for everyone. Whenever I do say industry professionals, if I can describe our run of show, well,
actually, I want to get into that. I want to actually let people know that I've got your website loaded, and I'm going to go to the lineup screen. But before I actually, and I wanted to tease our audience by basically seeing faces up there like Brian Sims and Andy Crowd and of Grindr and a Vogue tutorial, things like that. But before we get into the basic nuts and bolts on that, now that my audience is waiting with bated breath for the details. I'd like to know a little bit more about your personal background. What got you into even the position where you were in business producing a potential conference like this?
Well, I have a background in events and even publicity, and it seemed like whenever we came up with this idea, I seemed to have a lot of the skill sets that would have been fitting from producing events in my time living in Austin. It's funny to reference South by so much. I used to get a lot of paid jobs, sometimes like promotional modeling gigs, or just being a brand rep, or just anywhere I could fit in, learning as much as I could. And, in our own time, we spent great deals of energy producing our own events in downtown Austin at various nightclubs. I've released multiple books, and just a lot of these things kind of came together. And I thought, you know what, I really can do this. So after I, really put together a lot of the marketing materials and sent things out to these different brands that I really wanted to work with exclusively, I got great response, from so many different people. And I just felt really confident that we could put something like this together. And it really did just start, happening and fast. And I'm, incredibly grateful for all the people who really believed in just the overall vision, and really kind of taking a chance on somebody like myself and our team, who's first coming together to do this for the first year.
Well, congratulations. Let's start with the lineup. You got it on the screen. What would you like to say about what I'm showing the audience right now?
Well, I was getting to something where we're kind of talking about the run of show, and
okay,
with the first half of the day, we really do have a lot of focus on things that involve business, that involve marketing, entrepreneurship, nonprofits, and we will kind of transition that into more entertainment as the day goes on and concludes. So, some people who are LGBTQ professionals who want to hear from some of these very influential people, on the business side, will have that opportunity in the early part of the day. If you're there to have fun, see the virtual fashion show, see interviews, see musical performances, you'll get more of that towards the end of the day. As for our website right now, you can see a lot of the kind of headliner speakers, stuff like that, but we will be adding more to it, and we will be adding the list with the schedules with all of the details here in the next couple days.
Okay, so I personally, of course, know Brian Sims because of his revolutionary success as an out gay man in politics. He's a Pennsylvania state representative. So many names up here: Mateo Lane, Carmen Carrera, Gravity Beaumont. You've got all kinds of people here. Michael Sam, who are, I'm sure you're excited about everybody. My decades-long collaborator Matt Scalarud is going to be with you. He's actually on my show tomorrow.
Oh, great.
What would you like to say about some of these headliners?
I will say thank you, first and foremost, for everybody who's taken the time to be a part of this. I'd also like to say that, everyone really does bring in a different voice or perspective or element to this that I think is very unique, whether they're showcasing their business or, talking about, different experiences that they've had, whether it's about marketing and how to connect and engage with an audience. I think everybody just brings something so very unique to the table. And while you might have, of course, interests in specific people for whatever reason, I would look into some of the other speakers that might not necessarily be entertainment, just to really find out if there's something, you might really enjoy hearing about. A lot of people have a great story to tell, and we have a lot of them as part of our lineup.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's a great opportunity, and I also believe that within all of our communities across the board, we're hungry for a connection, and we're hungry for a connection with whom we with people with whom we have like minds. And in the context of of the pandemic and the unprecedented political strife, the extreme overt hatred that is out there targeting our community, it's such a valuable opportunity to meet with people that could ultimately be our friends and part of our extended family, and not just people that we might have a professional connection with.
Well, in talking to Brian Sims initially about this opportunity, he had mentioned to me that I really like what you're doing because it kind of brings a light after we've dealt with so much darkness. And I'm sure, that reference was towards the Trump administration and just a lot of the things, we had dealt with in the last 4 years. And I really feel that, what we're doing offers a sort of positive, light to our community. I think, and I love the fact that, we are very vocal as a community and, how do I say it? Fighting for our rights, being heard, all of this stuff. I think, sometimes we might need a little break, and even though we have some people who, that is definitely their topic, we really want to have sort of a, create this positive environment that, mixes both things that are culturally and commercially relevant and overall, have a really good time.
Well, I commend you. The reason I want to show this screen again is when I go through the lineup that's been announced so far, one of the things that moves me is the representation and intersectionality of the lineup. And I was wondering, I'm making the assumption that you would identify as a brown person. Is that and more? There's more specifics to that, but am I correct?
I am half German, well, German, Irish, and my mom is from Mexico. So yeah, a little diversity there.
Well, the reason that I asked that, and I hope that it didn't in any way come across as offensive, is that
very proud.
For someone from your life experience, it might have been very natural to have a lineup that looked precisely like this, and there wouldn't have needed to be a focus. It just would have unfolded because of your awareness of the need for it.
I think it happened very organically, and there, of course, there's an effort. We need to all be conscious about how we do maintain our focus, with diversity and inclusion. And I think, we've definitely have had a lot of success working with different companies through their diversity and inclusion departments. And, it seems to be growing in awareness and seems to be a primary focus for a lot of things. And we're very satisfied with this. I will say what we did happen very organically. We did want to have a very diverse audience, and we still have some names to add to the lineup that we're really excited about that I think we'll add to that.
Can you break any news for me? Any scoops? Anything locked in that maybe it hasn't been converted into a graphic, but that you can say live?
We have some very positive developments. You do have to be careful to not announce anything until the ink is completely dry.
Okay, that's it. But you know what? I wouldn't be doing my job as a journalist if I hadn't put you on that a little bit. So I'm going to bring up your website again. And the reason I'm going to do that is that I'm going to intentionally go to the registration page, because of course that's what we want people to do. We want them to register to participate. And oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong graphic. Just 1 second. All right, we're going to the registration page. There we are. And it's a very intuitive process. Unleashed LGBTQ virtual event will host all kinds of exciting stuff, and that's where you go to register. So I just wanted our audience to know that. But now that they do know that, what technological platform are you using? Is it going to be Zoom based? And if not, what platform will it be?
It is called Webinar Jam. They're a company out of La Jolla, California, and their software allows for you to basically enter a code that will be put on our schedule, and you'll be able to see each individual event without having to download any new apps. One of the reasons we use them is we were very fond of the features that they offer, but I believe their tagline is audience period infinite period. And we're never quite sure what we can expect as far as larger registrations, so their servers are capable of handling very large audience if we end up with mass amount of people registering at the last moment. But no, we've been really impressed as far as registration goes. We have had people from all over the United States, from Canada, from the UK, from Australia, from India, all very excited to attend Unleashed LGBTQ Virtual.
Well, that's very exciting. Now, I attended the conference online for the National NL Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association. And most of those sessions, the participants could also see each other. There were mainstream presentations where that wasn't possible. So I'm wondering how much of this event allows the participants to interact with each other, if at all.
Some of the capabilities involve, like I see here with yours, where you can post comments during and, be able to make your own handle, be able to network outside of these things in breakout rooms. We have different things where you can have Q&As. We may have too much traffic for, we're not anticipating that we'll use where people can have their own video or be seen. They will be able to ask questions in a lot of cases with the speaker. But in our breakout rooms, we will have the opportunity for people to network, and you will be able to make a profile that says a bit about yourself. Like you said, if there's other people that you may want to have on your show or work with later, you can feel free to interact with them kind of outside of the events.
Sure, I'm asking that for everybody, and I know that I'm not the only one guilty of this, but in a Zoom meeting, for example, I will put it on gallery view, and I'll scan the people in the room, and I'll pin to the big screen someone I might want to get a closer look at, them or their interior design, and it's kind of voyeuristic, but that's kind of something I enjoy doing in Zoom meetings. And at the LGBTQ, the National Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association, I think they've changed their name officially. I'll have to get on that. But anyway, NLGJA is how they have most commonly been referred to. They had a great networking feature that was built in to the conference where you could message the speakers and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to add to our interview that we haven't talked about? We are not out of time. We have plenty of time. Is there anything else you would like to address?
There is something that is not on our lineup. We are going to be working with Gilead Sciences and be talking with some of their top researchers regarding Descovy for PrEP. I did want to make mention of that. They've been a great sponsor of ours, and we're really excited to learn a lot more about this specific drug. I really do want to say thank you to Pride Radio for all of their efforts. Since we've gotten with them, they've been doing some incredible interviews with our lineup, helping us with promotion. And just want to say, thank you very much, iHeartRadio. As far as everything, we've covered, I mean, you're an incredible journalist. You really kind of hit on all the topics that I expect we would, need to tell potential attendees or just viewers. But no, not anything else I can think of.
Well, I have another sort of more personal question for you, but before I do that, I just want to share with our viewers a glimpse of PromoHomo.TV. I've happened to be on the page that features this particular episode, but the reason I'm bringing this up is if any of you are viewing that want to pitch story ideas to this show, in my menu is pitching guests and story ideas, and there's a link on how to do that. And I just wanted the people that watch my show to know that, particularly the sorts of people that would be tuning in to meet Wesley. So thank you, Wesley, for indulging me to show off my website. So yeah. You don't have to be a member of this community to create an event like this, but I'm assuming you are a member of the LGBTQ community.
I am, yes.
Okay, and I was just curious if you were always out, if you were comfortable being out, if you grew up in a supportive environment, or if your experience was different.
I do identify as bisexual, and I have a loving partner, and we're very happy. There's an interview I got asked to do regarding that. There was kind of a bit of a movement last year with some trends on Twitter about bisexual men and the lack of sort of
visibility,
visibility, as well as, how some people have, come out about how they've been treated in the LGBTQ community. I've heard everything from you don't exist to you're greedy and probably a huge whore and, can't be faithful, or, so much of it is just, thrown out and without any, problem at all. For a little while, I caught myself identifying, more as gay because I didn't want to answer 100 questions to a gay man who either didn't believe me or might have had some, kind of shitty things to say. It's, they can really put you on the spot. You're not bisexual, you're gay, you just don't want to come out. I'm like, well, I'm admitting to a big part of what it is to be attracted to men, and if I was ashamed of that, I wouldn't call myself bisexual. So I would see in last year with Twitter, as these things started to trend, little things that were incredibly supportive. If you're married and you're bisexual, you're still bisexual, and it's that could be to a man or a woman. And I see some good support. There's somebody in our lineup, a gentleman from India, Vanzet Mata. He was kind of one of the people, we haven't added him to the lineup yet, but he was kind of the people that brought a lot of awareness to that specifically. And that's something, I'd really like to go in detail with, because the truth is, as somebody who is bisexual, somebody who has been treated a specific way, I think it's very much time to stop. I mean, I literally went to a birthday party on Friday where I got grilled about, having any kind of attraction to women and hanging around with gay men. And I really put my foot down, and it was, I don't know, enough is enough. Come on, people. We exist. We're there.
I love it. I had no idea what the answer to my question would be.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
that's the part of where you identify now within the community.
Sure.
But and I see now how coming out is an issue for you as well, and that you're getting it from all sides. And I certainly would love to help.
At a point, I had gotten even a better, more reaction from straight people in telling I'm bisexual. They would just make the joke, I bet it's better to get easier to get a date on a Friday night, like in both, or, and just move on from there to where it's like, you know what, I'm here. I just want to drink my beer, and now I got to answer, 100 questions about, why you don't believe I'm bisexual, or,
All right,
how
so
you're going to discount me as
so was it a challenge for you to come to identify, accept, embrace, and act upon your bisexuality? Did you have to deal with any shame? Did you grow up in an environment that predisposed you to accepting yourself, or did you grow up in an environment that predisposed you to rejecting yourself?
With family, I think a lot of it had to do with, there's so many times you hear that, you come out and it's like, thank God, I just wanted to hear you say it. We knew this whole time. I think I didn't put a lot of thought and consideration, if I'm being perfectly honest, to what my family really thought of me, maybe just because of the kind of household we grew up in. I guess, we did have, kind of abusive parents, and we, there were some of those things to deal with. And upon, moving out and becoming, my own person, it was very much like, well, really, I don't care what the hell y'all think. You're out of your fucking mind, and it's like later on, reconnecting with family and growing, and, eventually, telling my dad one time, he asked me if I was gay. And I told him I was bisexual. And he said, well, I might get a grandkid out of you, so I think that's good. I said, there are other ways. And, he's very old school. Nonetheless, we have a loving relationship now. And it's very accepting. There were some things, I had to get over personally that were more in my head than anything else. And, it is difficult. And like I say, if somebody is stopping at the bisexual way on their way to coming out as gay, let them do that. But there are bisexual men, and, that was, a big deal to see last year. The hashtag bisexual men exist. And, I think, a lot of people started coming out as fluid, where that was applauded.
I have to say,
it kind of brought up a lot of, questions or,
well, one of the things I try to identify when we're talking about these labels is that the use of labels is important as we educate people about ourselves and fight for our rights and get to a place of equality. And we're not there yet.
Sure.
I love it, though, that we are starting to find places in the world, safe spaces where the consciousness and the understanding exists, where people can interact with each other without worrying about those labels, knowing that they have the freedom to be who they are and that those labels don't matter.
I love that.
So those are like two sides of the label coin. Anyway, Wesley, I appreciate you getting a little personal with me, in addition to speaking about this fantastic event that is people can find online. And I look forward to participating. I actually rescheduled 2 broadcasts and made sure that I was completely free, because I didn't want to have to leave in the middle of the day to do a broadcast, because I didn't know at the time what I would be missing. So I look forward to participating, and I thank you for your service to the community.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, Nicholas. It's been an honor to be on PromoHomo.TV. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and please, keep the news coming, and I'll keep sharing it as I can.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. So that was Wesley Smoot. He's a fantastic guy. Go to unleashedlgbtq.com to register. It's not going to be Zoom, so I can't stalk your living room. But hey, let's continue to connect. The editorial purpose of PromoHomo.TV is connecting the circuitry of humanity by creating programming for LGBTQ plus everyone. Thank you for joining today.
Oh, 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 oh.